So this is all about the real image. So what is a real image, children? If the rays of light diverging from a point after reflection or refraction actually converge at some other point, then the image so called formed is called as a real image. Okay. And remember, children, these real images can be caught on a screen. That means if you watch a movie on a movie screen, then that type of image you observe is generally a real image. Okay. So images observed on a movie screen is a real image. But if you look yourself into the mirror, that will be your virtual image. So mirror, picture inside a mirror is a virtual. Picture on a movie screen is a real image. Clear? Well, so, and remember that, children, real images are always inverted. Virtual images were erect, whereas real images are inverted. So this thing you have to observe. So virtual images are caught behind the mirror, real images are caught in front of the mirror, whereas virtual images are caught virtual images are caught behind the mirror. That part also you have to remember, children. Well, so now let us move to the last concept of this part, that is real object and virtual object. So what makes the difference between the real object and virtual object? Real object means if you consider any object, if the rays are actually coming out directly from that object is generally considered as a real object. But virtual object is something different. The rays actually are not coming from that object directly. They are caught by some other lens or mirror and again they are resent back, so that it is being observed. So that part of light that is coming from different source and is being re-emitted, that type is called as a virtual object. Let me give you proper examples to make you understand. So real object and virtual object. The rays of light actually comes from the object. From the object itself, the rays of light are directly coming. For example, candlelight, if you observe, the candle itself acts as a real source. Okay, so real object. So that's it. So the rays are directly coming out from the candle. These rays are generally considered as your real object. Here the object is candle and you can see the candle. But regarding the virtual object, you have to consider something different. The rays are not directly coming out from that object. They are caught by some mirror or lens and again they are re-emitted back. For example, place a mirror in front of you, keep a lens in between and object is there, somewhere there. So that some rays are coming from the object and these rays are caught by the lens, and from the lens that image is observed inside the mirror. So then for that mirror, this object will be a virtual object. Why? Because who catches it? The light directly is not going inside. So some mediator is there. So this is caught by the lens. Again they are caught by the mirror. So it acts as a virtual object. Not only one lens, you can even keep two lenses also. To make you more clarity, microscope, if you consider, you observe some objects inside the microscope through the help of a convex lens. Okay, so whenever you observe that, the object you are not directly observing that. What exactly happening? And those objects are caught by the convex lens and then those rays you are observing it, or any mirror. Okay, so this is also an example of a virtual object. And suppose if you people will be wearing glasses, eyeglasses, then those objects are not directly seen by the eye, okay, or the retina. So the objects, they are caught by the spectacles and then they are sent onto your retina and then the image is being observed by you. So that is again an example of your virtual object. I hope you understood the difference between the real object and virtual object. Okay. So light exactly directly comes from the object, right, is not directly caught from the object. That is the main difference between the real object and virtual